Yo, what do you do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, with a new what if for you guys. And this is a what if I've been preparing to do since the beginning of this year, actually. This is what if Asta was a monster rider, from that of Monster Hunter Stories series, actually. I always thought it'd be interesting to include that of, the monsters from that of the Monster Hunter series, especially on how overwhelmingly powerful these monsters are. Well, given that half of them are literally dragons, kinda makes sense. Not only that, after years of playing Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, honestly, seeing what would happen if you mix magic with that of Monstis. Basically, monsters that can be tamed and turned and used as that of mounts, after all. So it kind of got me interested, especially with that of Asta's anti-magic, after all. So yeah, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? A kingdom known as the Clover Kingdom lies a small village. This village holds that of not that many people, but it's on the edge of the Clover Kingdom's borders to that of the Heart Kingdom and that of the Great Witch's Forest, which leads to that of the Spade Kingdom. This village is simply known as Hodge Village, basically a somewhat barren town with that of common people. Only a few times that this town has seen that of influx of people, mainly that of nobles, given that it's one of a few places besides the Clover Kingdom capital where people come to get their grimoires once they reach a certain age. If it wasn't for that, this town wouldn't even be bothered being looked over. However, in this town holds that of a small church, a church that also functions as that of an orphanage as well. This where we focus on that of one young man, one boy who is basically considered an outcast but is still loved by those around him. His name is Asta, a boy with no magic potential whatsoever. He can't even cast magic one bit, but it hasn't stopped him yet. He's always been cheerful, caring, loving, and basically one hell of a damn loudmouth at that, especially with his number one ambition and goal, to become the Wizard King. But even so, many people don't even believe him, not even the orphanage's caretakers or even any of the other kids. However, except one, that being his foster brother, that arrived at the orphanage the same time he did, that being a black-haired kid with that of amber eyes by the name of Yuno, as they both dream of becoming Wizard King together. However, little did anybody know, even Asta, that he would meet three people, or rather, three creatures that would aid him in his journey to becoming Wizard King. Far in the outskirts of Hodge Village, a 7-year-old Asta is basically walking around in the woods with thinking, man, I still unable to gain Sister Lily's affection just yet. But I still have another chance after all. I'll keep on asking her to marry me till the very end, with Asta basically declaring this loudly up into the woods, causing a lot of forest creatures, mainly birds, to basically run off due to the noise startling them. With Asta continue walking, wondering, but best way to think about a new proposal plan by basically looking around, taking some mind to think. Also, still need to find a way to overcome Yuno's wind magic. Brute forcing is great and all, but it's really starting to hurt now. As Asta continues walking, within thinking, maybe I just need to find ways to awaken my magic. Maybe there's some things I haven't even tried yet. I mean, working out is a good thing, but still, I know it. I'll be able to awaken my true magic. With Asta keeping himself optimistic and continue hoping. With then soon, as he arrives deeper and deeper into the forest, within realizing, huh? I've never come this far out in the woods before. I've never seen this kind of place before as well. With then, as Asta continues walking, he begins to notice something quite extraordinary and also somewhat frightening as well. Basically, there are tons of bones everywhere, with so many bones, like bones even bigger than him, like looking like they came from some giant creature or monster at that. As Asta's completely freaked out, but also amazed at the exact same time as well. As he continues walking, he soon noticed that of a massive cave in the far back. With as soon as he arrives in the cave, he soon noticed that it almost looks like that of a giant nest built up on that of a big hill. Within us saying, "Whoa, this is awesome! I never seen anything this crazy before. It looks, it's like one giant bird nest." With as he soon goes up to it, wondering on what's inside. However, once he does, he soon notices that there are 3 eggs there, 3 color-coded eggs. As Asta soon looks at the eggs, with one of the eggs looking that of a aquamarine color with that of a somewhat yellow tearing around it. Not only that, there's another egg with that of a sickly green, but with that of black tears too. And in the center, that's of a pure red egg with that of black flames, basically coming a black flame pattern around it as well. And they almost look as big as Asta's head at that. With then Asta saying, "Whoa, these eggs look so cool and so big too. What kind of big bird could have laid these?" With then soon, as he gets closer, he soon noticed something shining in between both eggs, as it looks like that of a somewhat fancy jewelry, which you would see that of nobles wearing, as it looks like that of a stone, looks like that of somewhat of a stone ornament, with inside of the stone looking like that of a shiny jewel in the center, as it almost looks like it's somewhat glowing the closer that Asta gets to it. And for some reason Asta is drawn to it for no reason, but can't help but be drawn to it at all. Within soon grabbing onto the stone before seeing that there's a strap on it, and then wraps it around his little wrist. Within thinking, normally I don't like to steal, but to be honest, it doesn't seem right not to just leave it here after all. With thinking that, before noticing Handy's little eggs, I don't know where their mom could be, but it wouldn't feel right just to leave them here, especially in a weird place like this. So, with then Asta, with that of a somewhat malicious grin on his face, basically runs out of the massive stone nest within, leaving the somewhat bony remains of what's in the forest, and then heading back to Hodge Village's orphanage, carrying all 3 eggs in his hand, with that of a big goofy smile, which you would see for that of a 7-year-old after all. However, little did Asta know, the more that he holds the eggs, the more that the stone ornament's jewel in the center begins to shine even more, as this thing that Asta has is known as a kinship stone. As Asta heading back to the orphanage, within, was actually kind of worried for Asta, given that he basically ran off on his own. Within, even Sister Lily kind of worried for Asta as well, given that she did, well, reject another proposal from the 7-year-old. To her, it's kind of cute, but it does get annoying on her nerves from time to time, after all. With then Lily looking at saying, don't worry, Asta be back sooner than you know it. Trust me. He'll, with then, still kind of worried, but saying, yeah, but what if he got himself in trouble, or if he's hurt? With then soon, Sister Lily smiling at the raven-haired boy, patting his head, saying, don't worry, everything will be fine. And if he does take too long, me and the father will go look for him, alongside many of the other villagers too. With then, feeling somewhat reassured, basically nods before giving that of a shaky smile. Within soon, they begin hearing a certain familiar loudmouth voice saying, "Hey! Oh, guys! Sister Lily, As the two notice that the grayish blonde-haired and green-eyed young boy has returned back to the orphanage. Within, saying, "Asta, you're back!" With Lily happy to see Asta back as well. However, she soon noticed that Asta is carrying that of 3 giant eggs in his hand. Within, she actually getting a little bit worried at this part. With then soon, she basically walks over to Asta as he continues running towards them. Within soon, noticing the eggs saying, "Asta, where did you find those eggs?" Within, Asta saying, "Huh? Oh, I was on a walk around that of the forest. I found this weird skeletal remains and all that stuff too. And then I found this big cave which had a nest, and these eggs were here, alongside with this stone too." As he raises up his arm while trying to keep a good hand on all the eggs that he has in his hands. With then soon, Cecily's looking down at the eggs, saying, "Asta, you shouldn't be bringing that of wild animal eggs here. What kind of bird? I've never seen these kind of eggs before." Within, she's saying, "You say you found them in the forest?" Within, Asta nodding, shaking his head, nodding at the reassurance, saying, Yeah. I mean, they were just sitting there. Not only that, it doesn't seem like their mommy was going to show up anytime soon. Must have basically abandoned them, which was pretty mean, if I say so. Hey, it's kind of like us, right, With then Sue, looking down, saying, "I guess so." With Sue, saying, "So I decided to bring them with us. Maybe I can take care of them for the time being until we can let them loose after all." With then soon, Lily was kind of, hesitant on letting Asta basically carrying these eggs. However, she couldn't help but sigh, thinking, however, if they do hatch, it's your responsibility to keep an eye on them after all. Isn't that, got it, Asta? With then soon, Asta saying, "Yes, ma'am. I promise, Sister Lily. And if I do have a good job taking care of them, will you marry me in the future?" With then Sister Lily closing her eyes and having that of an annoyed smile on her face, saying, "I'll think about it." With then soon, Asta actually kind of happy hearing that. With then soon, saying, "That's definitely no." With that, soon, Sister Lily also tells the father about that of Asta's eggs that he brought. Again, he was also a little bit hesitant, but didn't want to make Asta cry and all that as well. And also hear him screaming too. So he allowed the eggs. Within, many of the kids also wanted to check out the eggs too as well. Since then, Asta has been keeping an eye on the eggs each and every time, especially after he finishes his chores, after doing some tasks for that of the villagers. He always comes back to the church and making sure that each of the eggs are taken care of, polishing them, looking after them, making sure that none of the kids do anything to mess with them at all. Basically, it's like Asta has taken up on the role of a mother, after all, or a parental figure in general, around the eggs. With seeing that, Sister Lily and the father couldn't help but be happy, seeing Asta being a lot more responsible. hopefully that this actually makes Asta a lot more, well, responsible as well growing up. However, little that anybody actually knew what was going to happen about a week ago. After a week of looking after the eggs, Asta was about to check on them before noticing that each of the eggs began to shake violently and wildly as well. With then soon Asta basically screamed out, Father, Sister Lily, the eggs, they're shaking. With then hearing the screaming from Asta, all of them couldn't help but look inside of the room where Asta's been keeping them, alongside with a few of the other children of the orphanage as well, began to see the shaking eggs too, and began to wondering what's happening. Within soon, Sister Lily saying, are they hatching? But it's only been a week. With then soon the father saying, Asta, get back here. With saying, but why? With as soon as Asta asked this, one of the eggs, the red one with that of the blackened flames, actually soon cracks open, with a piece of the shell coming down to the floor. With then soon seeing that of a somewhat that of a crimson amber eye, with that of a slit pupil, within seeing that of red scales, within popping out that being that of a blackened claw. With soon the head soon comes out, as it almost looks like that of a reddish dragon, as it squeals a little bit with coming out of the egg before plopping down onto the ground somewhat cutely. With then soon the one with that of the black pattern with that of the greenish tears also soon comes out of the egg as well, as that of one wing out before it brings out another wing, and then it pops out with in the front which looks like that of a horn, within breaking open the shell pretty violently, but you could see the red eyes, and it somewhat makes a bit of a chirping sound with a bit of a, well, somewhat fierce roar too. And as for the last one, being the aquamarine one with that of the yellow tearing pattern, also opens up with that of a powerful front claw coming out of the egg. Within soon another claw too, as it soon busts open from its head, which then cracking open the shell from that at the bottom as well, as pieces soon comes off of its back too, as this one having that of aquamarine blue scales, a somewhat sharp yellow horns, and looks quite beast-like as it's on that of all fours. With it basically has that of a roar, but somewhat cutely like that of a puppy. With then Sister Lily, alongside the father, couldn't help but be shocked and surprised and somewhat horrified at what they're seeing. As for he couldn't help but be shocked and also surprised, but more curious than anything. As for Asta, on the other hand, he having that of big stars on his eyes, saying, so cool! These, what are these things? I've never seen animals this awesome. With then, soon, as Asta takes one step, with then, soon, the little creatures notice Asta, within their eyes narrowing at Asta. Within soon, Sister Lily preparing her grimoire, saying, Asta, step back! We have no... Before she could finish, all three monsters basically leap at Asta. Within, Asta basically shining stars in his eyes begin to fade, within looking like that of confusion, before they jump on him and he basically screams. Within, Sister Lily screaming out, Asta! As she prepares her grimoire, with pages as it begins to glow that of a bright blue. Within, they begin to flick open, as she was about to use her water creation magic before noticing Asta screams went from that of panic to that of laughing as each of the three monsters basically began to crawl over Asta, even licking him from a little bit as well. As Asta saying, "Hey, stop, that tickles, with it as they look like they're just playing with him, or basically, well, coddling him at that. With all of the kids can help but feel somewhat shocked and also actually happy seeing the somewhat entertaining, well, sight before them. As for he also couldn't help but smile, seeing his foster brother basically looking like he's having fun. But then Sister Lily, seeing the situation, not seeing any dangerous, basically decides to, well, not use her magic at all, but still looks at the father. Within, the father basically couldn't help but, well, raise up his shoulders as well, with still seeing the scene as Asta continues laughing, with the three creatures continually piling onto him. After at least a couple minutes later, soon, Asta having all three creatures in his hand and his lap, within that of the church, and that of the orphanage's church's dining room, with saying, "Can I please keep them?" With then soon the father saying, Asta, with saying, "I know I said that I would let them go once they hatch, but I like them a lot. And plus, I don't think they want to leave me." With then soon the father saying, "I know what you mean, Asta, but..." Within soon, Sister Lily speaking to the father saying, "It's possible that the monsters have already imprinted on him. Possibly while they were still in the egg, Asta must have given them so much love and affection while taking care of them. They must have imprinted on them while they were still inside them. I think it's best that we let them, well, live with Asta for the time being until they're ready to leave." With then fussing, "But we have no idea what these creatures even are. I've never seen anything like them." You, Sister Lily, saying, "I may be a former magic knight, but I've never seen anything like them before. And I've seen my fair share of creatures in dungeons. So no, I've never seen them before at all. I won't lie, they do put me on edge at least a little bit, but..." Within looking at Asta, as all three of the little monsters, basically cuddling up to Asta, as he holds them tightly around him, as Asta having that of a big, well, innocent smile on his face. Within thinking, but it does seem like Asta cares about them a lot. And I could tell that they care just by looking at them, even at their babies. They really do like Asta. So maybe we should just let it be for at least now. But if they do cause any trouble, then we might need to call in magic knights to deal with them. Quietly, at least from Asta. Within hearing that, the father couldn't help but sigh, saying, "All right, I'll accept it." Within speaking of saying Asta, within soon Asta hearing this, having all of his attention towards the owner of the orphanage, saying, "Seeing that those three little creatures care deeply about you, and that you care deeply about them, we can let you take care of them. But, and for the time being, as you take care of them, even through these coming of years, I expect, if they do leave of their own free will, I expect you not trying to go after them. Is that understood?" Within soon, Asta's smiling, saying, "So I can take care of them. And all right, I promise. I promise that I will basically look after them for forevermore, no matter what." With then soon, hearing that, the father saying, "He didn't listen to the last thing I said, didn't he?" Within Sister Lily smiling, with her eyes closed, saying, "Most likely not, father." With that, Asta begins looking at each and every one of them, within thinking, "Oh, I should probably give you guys names after all." Maybe within looking at that of the aquamarine scaly beast looking one, saying, "I don't think I'd call you," within soon seeing him basically, well, producing that of electricity, with then as it goes off like that of like that of bluish electricity, within saying, why not I call you Volt? After saying that, the dragon-like beast couldn't help but yip that of a cheerful roar, but then looking at the blackish greenish one, with soon, it basically seems like it's radiating you can almost feel like it radiating killing intent to anything that isn't Asta, but you could also feel that of genuine curiosity coming off of it as well, with then thinking, I like the color, but why don't I call you Score? With then you saying, you like that, Score? With it soon basically relieves that of a cheeping roar as well, and that of thankfulness, as it buds its singular horn basically in front of Asta, poking him in the cheek, saying, ow, hey! With then soon looking at the one in the center, the red dragon one, with that of the blackened wings, within realizing, your wings, they seem pretty off. With, I guessing that shows that you can't fly yet until you grow big and strong, right, buddy? With then soon the red dragon can help but roar in that of somewhat sadness, within saying, but don't worry, I'm like the same way. I can't use my magic yet. But how about I call you something fierce, but also awesome at the same time? How about Ratha? You like that, Ratha? With then, after saying that, the red dragon, known as Ratha, couldn't help but basically roar in that of cheery, before jumping up a little bit up and down Asta's lap, saying, then that settles it. Your Volt, your Score, and your Ratha, and I'm Asta, and I'll be taking care of all three of you in the coolest way possible. And once, not only that, just wait. With you guys helping me out, I know I can probably reach my goal of becoming Wizard King. As Asta pronounced this up into that of the dining room, within the both adults still inside couldn't help but feel somewhat nervous at the declaration coming off of Asta. However, as for many of the kids, they were also curious as well, looking at them, as they were basically spying on the entire conversation. Some were basically hesitate looking at them. Some thought that they were cool. Some thought they were cute. As for Yuno, he couldn't help but look how happy Asta looked. And thinking that maybe this isn't really a bad thing after all. Possibly a blessing in disguise. And little did Yuno know, this was a blessing in disguise. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Sorry that this isn't a long, part after all. This was more the introductory of the Monstis that, Asta's going to have. 3 of the most powerful monsters, or Monstis, for this series. As for the Monstis that I've chosen, for those who are not familiar with Monster Hunter series as a whole, the aquamarine dragon-like beast, Monstie, is known as a Zenogre, which is Volt. As for the blackish, sickly green dragon-like horn dragon-like creature is that of an Astalos, or his name being Score, after all, which is another powerful, monster and Monstie in the series. And last but not least, it only makes sense that I would basically use the poster monster of the series after all, being a Rathalos, which was the red dragon. However, this is not any typical Rathalos. This is the Rathalos from that of Wings of Ruin, Monster Hunters 2 stories after all, which is said to be that of Razor Wing Ratha, which I'll probably go into details in the next part about this specific Rathalos being Ratha after all. So, with all that said, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep up to date my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my side channel, alongside my Patreon and Cash App. All link in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. Take it away, Shiro.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!